So there was a time in my life where I used to openly mock Christians. I would openly mock anybody who was spiritual or religious. I myself have never been religious nor spiritual, but I've gotten to the point now in my life where I've kind of learned that it'd be very arrogant of me to say, like, oh, God's not real. Uh, the universe came from the Big Bang. There's really no proof of that, by the way. That's something that we just teach people, and they just, like, openly accept it. Like, yeah, the Big Bang happened. How the fuck do you know that? You don't. It's the same people that'll sit there and say, oh, the Bible was man-made. You can't trust that. Well, guess what? At the same time, so are textbooks. Textbooks are written by men. You don't even know who the fuck these people are that wrote these books. You don't know their last names, their first names, what they look like, where they're from, how old they are, if they're even alive. You don't know. You just read the book and go, yeah. This is cranial stimulation of the membrane right here. I am fully evaluated on everything I need to know. And you're dumb for going to church. The absolute fucking arrogance, man. This is why I question everything that I hear about, everything I read. I get a lot of flack for that. A lot of people get mad at me for doing that. They're like, you should just believe in the science. Well, I don't believe in anything that people tell me. The more angry you get that I'm not listening to it, the more it just tells me it's a red flag to listen to it. That's all I'm saying. I used to know a girl named Tiffany Crate, and she was the most religious person I ever knew. She was so religious, she didn't even believe that you were supposed to wear blue jeans if you're a woman. It was against some sin or whatever. Women are supposed to be submissive to their husbands, supposed to pump out kids and do nothing but take care of the children while the man provides. And, she was just, like, very gender rolled, very specifically religious. And she used to get so mad at me whenever I would say curse words or whatever. She'd be like, you can't say that. You can't take the Lord's name in vain. I'm like, God damn it, I guess I can. It's kind of rude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I think it's rude in both ways. Like, it's rude for you to tell me I can't say specific language, which is in reality just clicks and whistles coming from my throat. And then it's rude of me to sit there and mock whatever you believe in. Because who the fuck am I to decide if it's real or not? I don't know. But this was happening. I was a 14-year-old kid. Every 14-year-old thinks they know everything about life. We don't. You're a liar. You're stupid. You're basically a retarded fucking cellular, like, embryo that's, can think on its own for the most part. You can't take care of yourself, unfortunately. I don't know. I've gotten to the point. I have dated a lot of religious women, and I used to just mock them, I guess. There was one. She'll watch this video at some point. High hope. Something she said to me one time whenever we were having an argument. I don't remember what time we were having an argument because we had fought a lot. But we had an argument one time where she was crying at me and she said that you made me question my faith. And the younger me would have, like, laughed at that, but whenever that happened, it actually stuck with me. It made me really stop and think about my actions. Like, holy fuck. Like, what are you doing? Now, teenage me would have been, like, laughing at that, being like, oh, good, you shouldn't believe in such stupid fairy tales anyways. You believe in the fairy tales of the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus as well. But, like, older me, I'm just gonna, like, damn, I'm making you question your existence, and that's kind of fucking narcissistic of me, and I shouldn't be like that. And, this is what you would call character development. This is a big stage in my life where I started learning, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be such a colossal piece of shit. You shouldn't be such a massive fucking douchebag and treat people like ass. One of your best friends, by the way, wanted to work for, he wanted to be a priest, I believe. I don't know, I still talked to him, I kind of forgot what he wanted to do, but it was something with religion. He wanted to be working inside of a church, like a minister or something, I don't know. I'll ask him about it later, because I kind of feel dumb not remembering. But even my mom lost her faith for a while. I remember I used to go to Sunday school. Like, I'm not religious by any means. I don't really believe in heaven or hell. I think if hell was even a real thing, we're already fucking living it. We're already being punished right now. I mean, could it be brain control? Could it be mind washing? Could it just be like a way to, like, limit what humans are allowed to do? Yeah, of course it could. But so could science. It's the same thing. I viewed this shit exactly the fucking same. It's a way to means to control and limit what you're allowed to do. Freedom's a very important thing to me. I love the idea of just being completely free, but, as the years go on, we make terrible choices voting. We don't really have that anymore. And I do kind of envy the fact that a lot of religious people have that fucking freedom, where they can just feel like whenever it's time, their time to return to the weeds. And sorry, I don't know if you can hear that or not. But whenever it's time for them to return to the weeds and just decay in the ground again, they'll be able to go to the golden gate or go through the golden gates and see heaven and see everything that they wanted. I think that's kind of fascinating. Have you ever seen like biblical accurate depictions of angels? Just giant fucking eyeballs. It makes me laugh that a lot of religious people don't even know what that is. I had a couple that I work with. Her name is JoJo. She was sitting there telling me like, oh yeah, angels are supposed to look like beautiful people with blonde hair, trumpets, and wings. I was just like, hold on. So I sent her a picture of the angel, and she's like, the fuck is that? And I'm like, that's an angel. And she's like, no, that's not an angel. I was like, yeah, dude, that's an angel. That's why they say be not afraid. There's a reason they're saying that. So we talked to my boss. My boss is definitely the most religious person I've ever talked to. I could talk about anything, and my boss will make it into something about the scriptures or the end of the world, Judgment Day, and the rapture and all that. It's just everything just becomes that topic. And I'm glad that I'm old enough in my time where I can sit there and appreciate what she has to say and don't feel the need to fucking flame her to death about it. Because I understand, she's an adult, she has her own beliefs, and who the hell am I to question that? I don't know. For all I know, she could be right. I could be wrong. I myself am a very nihilistic person. I don't believe that there's any point to the world. I don't believe that there's any point to anything. The way I see it, the universe has already decided every single action we're going to take before we ever even thought, to take that leap. I mean, I kind of have this idea now where if something happens and it doesn't go in my favor, that's the way it was meant to be. It sucks, you gotta swallow your pride and swallow your sadness, but it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much on this, maybe I'm thinking a little crazy here. You let me know. I kind of feel like in about another 5 years I might be going to church. We'll see. I mean, I always did say my last name, I wanted to change my last name to Church, so who fucking knows? I don't know. I'll see everybody in the next video. Goodbye.